What's
What's up,
going on, man? Let
coach?
me put a shirt on. I just got done cutting my hair, man. I'm my own barber, man.
I understand, man. It's quarantine and
Right,
everything.
right.
So, for those of you who don't know who my guest is on Championship Conversation, today I got the new head basketball coach at Whitehall High School. Previously, he was the coach at East End High School. You know, he played basketball in Little Rock, grew up in Little Rock, went to school at Ole Miss for a little bit, then went to school at UCA and finished his career there. And that's Josh Hayes, everybody. So, Coach, we're gonna hop right into the conversation.
Yes,
You
sir.
ready?
Yes, sir.
Describe your time at Ole Miss.
It's the best time of my life. Coincidentally, it has nothing to do with basketball, but when I was younger, I enjoyed having fun. I liked having fun, and Ole Miss
Mm-hmm.
was the number two my first 2 years, and my third year, the number one party school in the nation. I'm gonna just say I had a great time at Ole Miss. Socially, basketball wise, I learned a lot. I learned that I didn't know how to work on my game. I didn't have a true work ethic, and I knew it, but it was exposed when I met guys who did. And it showed me how to compete every day at a high level, no matter how your body feels, no matter mentally where you were at, uh, no matter what was going on back home or with your girlfriend or whatever. You had to focus for that 2.5, 3 hours and give it your all. And so I learned so many life lessons from being at Ole Miss, but also just through the game of basketball.
How did your time at Ole Miss, prepare you for your time at UCA?
That's a great question. It prepared me 1,000%. I mean, I was practicing and competing against high level Division I athletes every day for 3 years. So stepping down to Division II's level, now I don't want to sleep on Division II. And for all my young ballers that are here listening, I know we all have Division I aspirations, and that's cool and that's great. But also, you got to go where they want you. And Division II schools have some ball players. And I'm from
Mm-hmm.
Ole Miss, and I got to D2, and I was like, wow, like these dudes can really hoop. Um, the only difference is height and weight at the position. So whereas I came in as a 6'7" small forward shooting guard, most guys in my position was 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". So, I was,
Mm-hmm.
but SEC, I was average at Ole Miss. So it prepared me on so many levels. And it really was the reason I had success at UCA because of those 3 years that I had to practice and prepare on a high level. That's training, that's running on the track, lifting weights, individual workouts, you name it. So many different things we did. Even study hall, having to get a certain amount of hours, I was prepared on all levels for UCA.
There are a lot of basketball players that can just play basketball, but they can't make the transition to becoming a coach. Talk about the transition from being a player to becoming a coach.
That was tough. As a player and a former player, a lot of times you want them to, I guess, grab what you're saying immediately. Just because you knew it, just because you played on a high level, but coaching is teaching. And you got to be able to teach the game. And everybody's not a good teacher. Everybody's not a good leader. So for me, I've always been good at teaching people how to do things. So the transition was tough because I still want to play. And I was teeter-tottering between the two. But when I figured out, hey, my career is over with, I need to be 100% in just to coaching only, the transition became smooth for me. I had a true passion for the game. I want to learn the game. I want to learn X's and O's. I didn't know how to write up plays and things like that. So it was a true passion for me. And the transition, I want to say it was difficult maybe the first month, but after that, man, I've enjoyed it. Now, my first coaching job, my first 2 months were hell at East End. However, I was learning what I was doing. Um, it's different being an assistant coach and a head coach. And I tell people that all the time. Um, but I'm gonna tell you this: I wouldn't trade what I do for the world. Man, I could coach every day for the rest of my life. I love it.
How do you,
Are you
my
good? You
bad,
good?
how do you think your time at Easton prepared you for what you're about to take on now?
I see a lot of similarities, and that's just the truth. I will say this: when I took over the East End's program, they were off their first 20-win season. So, and we had a few talented guys. But this is reminiscent of my second year at East End. And what that is guys who really don't know how to win. Haven't won a lot, haven't had a lot of success. They want to win, and that's one thing that I'm looking forward to here at Whitehall. But I think East End has prepared me. East End, we didn't have a gym, we didn't have a budget, we didn't have resources. So everything we did, we had to grind for it. We had to work hard for it. And so, in rebuilding a program like Whitehall, that's exactly the mantra we have to have. We got to rebuild. So we got to work our butts off. We got to outwork everybody. And I'm going to tell you like this, um, work beats talent every day. And if we can combine them both, which I like what I see. The first day was like, but after that, I like what I see. I do. Guys want to get better, and that's half the battle. They're listening, and so, man, East End prepared me all day for this job because it's kind of the same scenario. Um, but I got better resources. I got everything in place I need to get the players better. So
Now, in basketball, you can have a game plan, but as soon as the game starts, the game plan can
yeah,
change. However, what are some things that you do offensively that you think remains the same no matter what?
I want to push the ball. If we get a rebound, I want to push it. Uh, and most people know this. My style is I want to play fast if we can, and use the athleticism. However, if we don't get anything out of that, I want to swing the ball and make the defense move. I run a 5-out offense that we implemented last year. I love guys driving to the middle of the court. That's putting pressure on the defense. And I like to run quick
Mm-hmm.
hitters. So, man, we set up a quick hitter, run a play, get us a good look, get us a shot. I like to speed the pace up of the game so we can have more scoring opportunities, but I'm really a defensive-minded coach. So I'll go
I,
ahead.
I was just about to ask you what you do on defense. That was
I
next.
think you guys will enjoy the defense. I see Wolf on here. Wolf was talking noise to me yesterday, talking about I better not mess up. So Wolf, you late, man. But um, believe it or not, my first 4 years as a head coach at East End, I was a much better offensive coach than defensive coach. And I believe that because I was an offensive player, it came natural. But this year, I changed some things up. And I'm going to tell you, I always have enjoyed to press. I want a full court pressure. Yeah, coach. That 1-2-2, baby, that 12. Um, I
Yeah.
put that in. A good friend of mine, James Mitchell, he's the head coach of the Force, 13-year-old, 13U and under. But I put in a 1-2-2 half court trap. And when I tell you it creates chaos, it speeds up the tempo, it's trapping all over the court. And that is basically, man, that's really like my base defense. I want to, and then we'll extend it to full court, and then I run a 2-2-1 press. I want to apply pressure. I want to put you on your heels or speed you up to where you can't think the game. You're just trying to play
Mm-hmm.
and react. And a lot of guys don't read and react well, especially when you're applying pressure. I'm a true man-to-man coach, which is crazy. I know I'm long-winded. You got to forgive me. But so man-to-man is what I teach all my defenses through. Um, but I
Mm-hmm.
want to pressure. But I believe a hard-nosed man-to-man, full court pressure, people don't want to
Mm-hmm.
deal with that. So I'll go
Well,
ahead.
what some people what some people don't know is the 1-2-2 is the closest thing to full court running jump press.
Hey, man, now you read my mind.
I got it. Hey, I grew up around basketball just a
Yeah,
little bit. My dad coached just a
okay.
little bit, not that much, but I can do a little bit.
Yeah.
But a 1-2-2, if you don't have the athletes to do full court run and jump man to
Right.
man, that's the closest thing it's gonna get
Hey,
to it.
that's so true. And the crazy thing about it, people were prepared for our 1-2-2 when we got to the state tournament this year. We went to a full court man and we ran and jumped him. And you got to forgive me, my best friend coming up. We about to head down to Whitehall and the dog is going crazy. So excuse me. What's up, man? But yeah, so so hold on. Hey, chill out. All right, sorry about that. But I really enjoy the run and jump because again, you know, the point guard been bringing the ball up the entire game and get relaxed, and then we jump them. It's applying pressure from a different way in a different aspect. So, as you can see, our style of play is gonna change. We're gonna press. We're gonna run and jump you. We're gonna zone you. We're gonna trap you. I like keeping people off of balance. So to be honest, it's hard to prepare for me as a coach because I'm gonna run several different things.
Mm-hmm. You are in the are there's no doubt you're in the toughest conference in 5A. Some would say it's the toughest conference in the
Yeah.
entire state. What does that challenge mean to you?
Well, I don't know if y'all know this. What's crazy is that's one of the reasons I was excited about this job is that we were in that 5A Central. We've actually changed to the 5A South, so we no longer play Sylvan Hills, Jacksonville, Maumelle, and Hall in those schools. We actually play El Dorado, Texarkana, Sheridan, Pine Bluff High, Lakeside, Lake Hamilton, and Hot Springs High School. So we've changed to the 5A South, which is still competitive because Hot Springs probably is picked to win the 5A. However, it ain't like that juggernaut that they were in last year. That 5A Central is
Last year
tough every night.
you got 5 teams, 5 or 6 teams, all got D1 players. That's tough.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna say this. I feel good about the conference that we're in. I say that because I wanted the challenge of being in the field. We ready, baby. We ready.
Yeah, I was just saying I see the wave. I see the wave check.
I would have loved that challenge of being in the 5A Central, being a Little Rock guy, and then being a former assistant coach at Hall. These are all the schools that I played against as an assistant. And then again, we scheduled a lot of these teams. East End, we beat Sylvan Hills 2 years ago when they were undefeated. We played Jacksonville every year. We actually beat them 3 years ago in our homecoming game. Let me brag a little bit. We played, didn't play Hall, beat Pine Bluff a year ago. So a lot of these schools in the conference already, we lost to Maumelle a year ago. So I've played those schools. And one thing I ain't going to do, I ain't running from any competition. I love to expose my guys. Whether it's good or bad, I'm going to find out what we got. And then it prepares you for the conference and hopefully the postseason play.
You seem to be very passionate about not only just playing basketball, the game of basketball, but coaching basketball.
Absolutely.
What is your favorite part about coaching?
You know, honestly, it's when it clicks with a kid, what I've been telling them, whether it's say, hey man, hold your follow through on your jump shot. Hey, turn your hips on your between. Hey, use your angles on the court. Being, ball you man stance. When it clicks and they figure it out and they have success in practice or a game, and I get that look from them like, okay, coach, I understand what you've been talking about. I see why you've been on me. I get it. That is when I know that I did my job as a coach to teach. And I love that. It's nothing like that. And also the feeling of having players tell me, man, I appreciate what you've done for me, because coaches we're an extensions of father figures. And I have my 2 sons, but all of my players are my kids, all my boys. And so, man, just having my players figure it out, that's the best feeling ever. And then, of course, winning together. I love to win. Hey, I hate to lose. Mm-hmm. I know how to lose classy until we get to the locker room. Then, it might be a little different. A few of my former players on that team, but it's nothing like winning together. What we did at East End this year, I cannot talk about that enough, because what we did was defied all odds. And so for us getting to the state tournament and winning 2 games and get to the semifinals, it's the best season of basketball I've ever been a part of in my life. And, you know, I've played on high levels, won championships. But, man, to win together and defy all the odds, and the guys, for them to figure it out and to buy in to what I'm telling them and trying to get them to believe in, that's why I coach. And I can't wait to have that feeling. Appreciate you, my man, at CEO Films. I can't wait to have that feeling here at Whitehall. You know what I'm saying?
There seems to be some friction between school coaches and AAU coaches, and you do both. Talk about those 2 different worlds.
It's weird, man. It is a lot of friction. When I coach on the college level, most college coaches hate AAU coaches, and I heard that all the time, and I never understood it. And then when I got to high school, as assistant, I didn't get it. As a head, I got it. A lot of times, AAU coaches do the exact opposite of what we do. We want structure, we want discipline, but AAU is more about freelance basketball. You know, letting guys play through mistakes, letting guys have freedom. I'm a coach that I understand and I get both ways. So I try to have a little bit of both for my players. You got to gain and you got to, not gain, but you have to earn the freedom. And once you earn it, I'll give it to you. However, I do like structure because it's hard to win without it. So the biggest divide is a lot of times everything we taught a kid, they get 2 or 3 months and they play exact opposite way and they build bad habits, and we got to come fix them in a short period of time before our season. Me being both, I try to get a best of both worlds, and I understand from both sides. AAU is why I got my offers coming out. So AAU is needed. I love it. However, I think what happens is a lot of the coaching gets watered down in AAU. High school too, don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? Hey, my boy, Big Mark Winston, I don't know if you know, I'm going to give you a shout out. Played at Parkview. He played for the Razorbacks. He was a tight end. Then he finished up at UC as a 2-sport athlete. But yes, sir, the visibility of the circuit, that's how I got my offers. That's how I got my notoriety. That's how I got my opportunity to play on the next level. What we need to do is take out a lot of the fathers who are coaching for the wrong reasons. And if we could get more well-equipped coaches, more coaches with better credentials, I think that's what would help us high school coaches accept AAU better. You get a lot of guys that just, they know the kids like them, they take care of the kids, they got money, they got a little paper, and they're going to buy, and you're going to have all the fly gear. Ain't going to teach you a doggone thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's some high school coaches out there that ain't credentialed. They just got their certification. So no knock to AAU coaches, because there's some hellified AAU coaches out there that do a better job than some high school coaches.
Here on Championship Conversation, I don't know if you watched any of my conversations with the kids, but here on Championship Conversation, we don't like to do just a regular, boring old interview. I've been asking you, you know, we've laughed a couple times, but I've been asking you really straight business questions. You know, it's been a great interview, great conversation, so to speak.
Absolutely.
Now, you know, you already told me that you like to have fun. We're gonna loosen up the conversation a little bit. Just talk like we some homeboys. You know? Let's pretend for a second. It's game day. You know, you got your game day face on. You're driving up to the school, to the gym. What kind of music are you listening to get your mind right for this basketball game?
I was joking with Josh Strombola yesterday. My sons, they keep me hip. I'm really an old school guy. I actually love a lot of East Coast, you know, late 90s, 2000s.
So, like, hold on. Let me make sure I'm up to date. Let's go with Nas,
yes, sir,
and Biggie,
yes, sir, those are my guys,
and Jay-Z, and and
Yeah.
Raheem, all them East Coast
I
boys.
like
Yeah.
those guys. I even like the newer ones. However, now I listen to all genres, um, and all levels of hip hop. But so I'm a down south guy. But man, my guy, my boys got me listening to the Gunna and what's my boy named G
Little
Herbo. And
Baby.
hey man, we
Yeah.
made a list. We run on the track. I made me a track list, and it's got all these young guys, Young Thug, all these. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm random. If my boys in the truck, I'm gonna play what they want to listen to. If I'm in the truck, it might be some old school East Coast or some old school down south, some 8 Ball MJG, some Pimp C,
Hmm.
some Project Pat. That might be
Yeah.
too old for y'all, man. So I'm gonna listen to something that's gonna turn me up. You hear me? I'm
Hmm.
relaxed at first, then before I
Hmm.
walk in, I'm trying to turn up a little bit. So I might listen to anything. And then I get you because I might play something slow. I love old school slow music.
Hmm. We we um we know that you love basketball. We've
Yes.
established that. What are some things outside of basketball that you share love
Man,
for?
I love to shoot pool. Man, I'm moving to Redfield in a couple weeks, and I just got me a pool table on deck, and I can't wait. I love to shoot pool, love playing dominoes and cards, and to be honest, I love spending time with my family, my boys and my fiance. Man, I told y'all in practice, I'm a square. I don't do much. Man, if I'm at one of my boys' games, or working out with them, or working them out, or doing my skills and drills, I'm a gym rat. So if I ain't at the gym, I'm with my family, or I want to shoot some pool or play some dominoes.
Coach, we definitely have to play some dominoes at
Oh,
some
let's
time.
make it happen.
I gotta see what you got. Okay, so we got the last question. It's a fun question, but it's about
Okay.
basketball. So I gave you a little bit of both worlds for this last one.
Okay.
You get to start a player, you get to bench a player, and you get to
All
cut a
right.
player. We're going with Michael Jordan,
Okay.
Kobe Bryant,
Okay.
and LeBron James.
I get to start a player, I get to bench, and I get to cut one.
Yeah.
Hey
Hmm.
man, I'm old school, and I know y'all saw the Last Dance. I'm an MJ guy all the way, so
So
he got to be my starter.
MJ start. Okay.
You made it hard. Now I'm gonna have to cut Kobe because Kobe is MJ. So they the same player. I don't need two of them, and if I
Hmm.
gotta choose, I gotta choose MJ. Rest in peace. Shout out to Kobe Bryant. Let me tell you, I never liked him. Um, as a player because I wasn't a Laker fan, but I got the utmost respect for his game. He the closest thing we'll ever see to Michael Jordan. Let's stop with the
Hmm.
LeBron and the Michael Jordan comparison. I mean, or the LeBron and Kobe, whoever. Man,
Hmm.
the comparison should be Michael Jordan and Kobe. Let's get that understood.
Right.
Because Kobe
Right.
patented his game off of MJ and he perfected some aspects of it. But again, I gotta cut Bean. I gotta bench Bron because if I can bring him off the bench with his size, his athleticism, what he can do on the floor, he's a matchup nightmare, walking triple double. Man, that's a tough decision. But I gotta start MJ because he's a dog, he's a killer, and he got the
Hmm.
most kill out of any of them. Kobe's right there. I just don't need two of the same players. You hear me?
We'll see. Coach, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a Kobe fan, you know. So if I was gonna do that, I would probably start Kobe. Also, I saw Kobe play. You know, you hear all these stories about Michael
Okay,
Jordan,
yes, sir.
but I didn't see him play. You
I
know, I saw
respect it.
Kobe
I
play.
respect it. I do.
I'm gonna have to bench Michael though
Okay.
because I'm not choosing LeBron over Michael. I'm gonna start
Okay.
Kobe because he'll go out there, he'll give you 30, and Michael will come right off the bench and he'll give you 30. They don't
Can't
care.
argue there.
LeBron, the reason I cut LeBron is because even though he's a walking triple double, and some games he might give you that 50-point triple double, 40-point triple double. He don't have that killer mentality to
I
where he's
agree.
gonna do that every game.
I
And
agree.
I need that every game. You know what I'm saying? Like Kobe wants to come out and score 81 every game. Michael
Facts.
wants to come out and score 69 every
Facts.
game. LeBron, I feel like he doesn't want to go out there and just kill you over and over and over again every game. So that's why I got to go ahead and let Bron
You
go.
know, I'm gonna tell you something I like. I like that we can agree to disagree, but it's a debate, and I can feel where you coming from. And likewise, it's hard to have these
Mm-hmm.
conversations with people because a lot of people, they can't understand if I don't agree with you, that don't mean we got to fight. Hey man, you
Right.
can be, hey, that's how you feel, that's how I feel. And guess what? I feel your points, you feel mine.
I feel
Yeah,
your
so I
point.
don't like to
Mm-hmm.
debate with people. But I'm gonna tell you like this. The way you said it, I can't knock that. You know what I'm saying? We got two killers. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you this, man. I like what you're doing. Thank you for having me on here. You're making me feel big time for I done coach the game down there. But I like what you're doing. And I want to shout
Mm-hmm.
out. I got several of my former players on here with several of my new players. Hey man, that makes me feel good. You know what I'm saying? Hey CEO, you're right. That
Mm-hmm.
makes me feel good because man, I still got relationships, and also I know that I'm going in the right way with my career, and I miss all of my players, my guys from East End. I know I told y'all I ain't got to see y'all, but I'm gonna miss the hell out of y'all. Like I'm damn near about to get emotional. Y'all gave me the best ride of my life. I learned so much from y'all, and I just hate we couldn't celebrate the hell of a year. And to my Whitehall guys, my new players, the last 3 days, man, I'm telling you, man, it's just got me rejuvenated as a coach. Got me rejuvenated as a human being amongst these crazy and tumultuous times. And I'm really looking forward to the new challenge. Y'all will never understand how hard it is to leave guys you love, a school you love, for new guys. But I tell you this, I appreciate the love from both sides, from my guys I left and you guys, wishing you the best. I'm gonna be at your games because we got basketball. I mean, we got football, so I'm gonna be at your games. Please send me schedules. To my new guys, I just want you guys to embrace me, give me a chance. I'm loving what I'm seeing, but man, I feel blessed with this opportunity. I like what you're doing. Please invite me back.
Well, everybody, that is another episode of Championship Conversation. Today, our guest was Josh Hayes. And if you just so happened to join late and you weren't here for the beginning when I introduced him, my man was the coach at East End, led him to the semifinals last year. Now he's the head basketball coach at my school, Whitehall High
Yeah,
School. He says, he says, and I can tell, sometimes you can tell when somebody says, you read body language. You can tell when he says he's
yeah,
excited about
yeah,
Whitehall. He's excited about Whitehall. And he played, and not only did he coach, but my man is 6'7". He played a
yeah,
little bit of basketball too. Grew up in Little Rock. Went to school at Ole Miss for a little bit.
yeah,
Then he finished school at UCA. And that's the rundown right there. That's Coach Josh Hayes. And I appreciate everybody for watching.
yeah.
And I'll see y'all next
Appreciate
with
you.
another great interview.
I just want to say I'm
Thank
showing
you so
much love. Hey, it's a segue. Much love. Appreciate you, CEO. Appreciate you. All the support. I see you here in a couple hours, Cassius. And thanks again, my man.
much. Thank you,
All
Coach.
right.
Bye. And that's it. I'll see y'all next time. I'm Cassius Williamson signing out. I just want to point out my Muhammad Ali picture. But I'll see y'all next time.